New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What's going on? This is Jailers from Nick of Time Show. Here giving you that Knicks talk just in a nick of time, man. And it's time to talk about this game. It's the Knicks 76ers. We lost two heartbreakers in a row. One to the Nets, one to the 76ers. It's one of those things where it's a moral victory. And we lost, but it's still kind of a moral victory. But it is what it is. This is the two best teams in the East. But right now, the Knicks are in 8th place. One game under 500. 20 of 21. Losing to the 76ers 99-96. Julius Randle gives you 19 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, shooting 36% from the field. RJ Barrett gives you 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, shooting 41% from the field. Emmanuel Quickly with 13 points, 54% from the field. Taj Gibson chips in with 10, and Burks gives you 19. Let's talk about it. Raw, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. We would like to have gone 2-2 on this road trip, but it is what it is. We move forward, bro.
Yeah, we're moving forward, and this is one of those games where it's a hard-fought game. You can't really get too high or too low. You want to get caught up in the emotion because we are in the playoff race, and you want to stay over 500, and every game counts at this point. Mm-hmm. But it still is what it is. We're a growing team. We don't really have all the pieces we really need. We're shorthanded. There's no Mitch. There's no D Rose. And at the end of the day, we were still in this game. So I can say this more certainly today because yesterday, after watching the game, I'm more in my feelings. I'm crying in the corner after this loss. But after a day of sleep, some reflection, and some stat watching and some game watching, he's like, all right, breathe, Jailers.
That's right.
We still in this. This is not the finished product.
That's right.
This is just a stepping stone to the final product, which is to come. So shout out to Leon Rose and Worldwide West.
Boom shakalaka! Shout out to Worldwide West
and all these guys who putting this team together because it's not the finished product, but hopefully we put some right pieces later on together to make this thing formulate into a complete team. All right. So Roy, let me know, what did you see in this game? Give me some takeaways from this Knicks loss yesterday.
Well, okay. So first off, again, I give Tom Thibodeau a lot of props. We all know, all the Knicks Nation understands, we've been weak at the point guard from the beginning of the season.
Right.
And the point guards he's been relying on has been first Alfred Payton and then D Rose. Mm-hmm. And both of those are out, and he was running the point guard by committee. And he's playing against the two top teams in the Eastern Conference. And we were right there toe-to-toe with them in both games until the final minute of the game. Okay? Right. So I got to give him, the guys are doing a masterful job using what he has, to stay in games against the toughest teams in the league. And then, of course, as we did notice, he's beating teams he's supposed to beat. Right. So so that's a sign of an up-and-coming team, a good team. Let us, also remember, at the end of the game, I saw, especially with Burks and Randle, and to a lesser degree, Bullock, and a little bit RJ, and then in IQ as well, they were losing steam at the end of the game. Yeah. So you can see it was, because even like Clyde and Bream, all game they kept saying, I'm surprised they got so much energy. You would never know they played last night. And I was like, stop saying that, because eventually it's going to fall off the cliff.
Yeah. No, you're right.
At the end of the game, they were losing. They lost that energy. But there were some things that I saw both last night against the Nets that I'm very encouraged by. Aside from the fact that I mentioned how they were in the game without a true point guard, but that couple both in the Nets game and last night at the end, when we thought, like, somebody might have thought in the end this is over, they would put a trap on somebody, and I mean lock them down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And against the Nets, they actually should have got the ball. And even last night, Tiff should have challenged that foul on that one there, because they trapped, I forgot who it was they trapped, but they had that boy trapped and he wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And, so that was another one I was very impressed with. These things bode well for us going forward.
Yeah, I believe Tibbs was kind of scared. He's been scared to use his challenges as of late. I think he lost the challenge a few games ago, and he's a little gun shy about those challenges right now. So he's just staying away from them altogether.
Well, let me ask you, if because he used all his timeouts, can he challenge after he used all his timeouts?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he can I'm not sure if he can challenge after a timeout or not.
Because I thought that's why he didn't do it, because he had used all his timeouts when that play happened. And so I don't know if he can challenge that. But then again, it was the last 2 minutes. I'm not sure of the rule in that case.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, and not only that, the Bullocks out of bounds on when he got the ball at the 3-point line, it looked as if his heel did not touch the ground.
It did, though. It did after they saw the replay. Like, it actually did touch the ground. He went out of bounds. But
It was close.
let me rewind and talk about some of the things you talked about and get into them in more detail, right? Because before you talked about the point guard situation and how we've been able to kind of deal without a point guard. It's been a point guard by committee so far, right? Emmanuel Quickly has been a starting point guard for the last 2 days. And the game before, he didn't score well. But I still believe that his pressure and just the threat of him scoring helped out the team. It gave Randle, some time off where he can just be the spot up shooting man instead of the guy creating the plays for him. And yesterday, I feel like in the first quarter especially, he was able to do his job. He scored 7 points in the first quarter along with Julius Randle, and he was able to kind of carry that offense. And I've seen some guys. I know he's not the traditional point guard who's not going to set people up and run pick and roll people to death, but I do still feel like his role yesterday, I feel like it was sufficient, and people kind of killing Quickly yesterday about how he's not a point guard, but I feel like it was sufficient. Like he's provided the space that the team needed. He made some pivotal shots. He shot 54% yesterday, and I think he actually had 4 assists as well. So, what are you saying? What do you say to that?
Well, the thing is that the opposing teams respect his ability to score, and that's what you want. So just by being out there, he's a threat to score, and that puts pressure on opposing teams. So that alone makes him worthwhile. Now, as far as a point guard, I still feel like we really need a pure point guard. Quick is more really. I wouldn't say he's a point or he's a guard. He's a guard, right? Yeah. And he's not only that, one thing he is, I think everybody will agree, he's a closer. You want him out there at the end of the game. So if you pair him with a real pure point guard that can also be a threat, but it can play more of the passing game, of course we'll be devastated at that point. So but the way I look at it is, we are what we are. We have what we have. We got to go with go to war what we got. So this is what we got.
Yeah, we going to war what we got. At the end of the day, I still rather Quickly over Elfrid Payton any day. And there was like, and in this play, there's a play that happened yesterday that it can only work with a Quickly or even a D Rose where they doubled Randle. He kicked it out to Quickly at like the top of the key or like I think the wing, and Quickly nailed the 3. And that would never be Payton. That's just not who he is.
Not consistent.
Exactly. So I'm cool with Quickly starting or Derrick Rose starting, preferably maybe Derrick Rose preferably, but either or is fine with me as long as it's not Payton. To me, Payton is still not the long-term solution here. I'm like, even when everybody is healthy. Like
I'm wondering what Tibbs is going to do though, because if it's going according to his pattern, Payton is out of the rotation. I mean, according to his pattern, right? So Payton's been hurt. And we've been, when D Rose was starting, we were really rolling very well. I think that's the best we were playing when D Rose was starting at the point guard. So it should really be D Rose that comes back and starts.
Absolutely.
I think is going to be the case. So D Rose is probably going to start, but then that means Quick goes back to the bench. I don't like the idea of Payton with Quick. I like Frank with Quick. I like those two together. I don't like Payton with Quick. They don't play well together.
Yeah, I agree with you. I haven't really even seen them together that much. Like the tunnel vision that Payton provide, like the tunnel vision from Payton all season long has kind of killed everybody else's game, from RJ to Knox to everybody included. So I can't really see them two together working either. And I think he's gonna get bought out. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being wishful thinking, but I think he's gonna be bought out.
I think you and most of Knick Nation.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because that would solve a lot of problems, just buying out Payton. But I don't know what they're going to do. I think it depends on the combination of what the Knicks management thinks and what Peyton wants. If Peyton says buy me out, they'll probably do it. But and it's only $5 million. It's not even $5 million now. We're halfway through the season, so I don't know what they're going to do. But I believe Rose needs to come back and start as soon as he's available to start.
Yeah, like even Burks, man, because Burks had the feeling for the point guard position as well yesterday, because there was a portion of the game where Quickly was hurt, and Burks was in. And you know what? The second unit was actually in too. I was worried about the second unit in that second quarter, because the second unit is where we lost the game before. But in that first and second quarter, the second unit actually held together. And then when the first unit came on the floor, Burks was still kind of able to keep it moving. He gave us 19 points yesterday and 4 rebounds.
They extended. The second unit extended a little bit when they came in. They've been doing good all season, man. So the second unit really did well. There was a little bit more pressure on them because of the lack of D Rose starting. It's a little bit more pressure on them, but they did very well yesterday. I like, I didn't even look at the stat. Did you see how much did they score yesterday? The second unit.
The second unit altogether.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to look that up. You know what? Look that up for me.
29 points. They scored 29. That was below what they usually do. They scored 29 yesterday.
Yeah, 29. Because you know what it is, Draw? The fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter.
14 points in the fourth.
Yeah,
and that's to do with, I'm telling you, that's fatigue. That's fatigue, man.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
No, that's absolutely fatigue. The second unit scoring in general hasn't really been a strength. We were able to get by yesterday because Taj Gibson had a season high 10 points. He was shooting jumpers. He was hitting threes. He shot 2 threes in a row. Oh, everybody's excited. He's a 3-point shooter.
Yes, he did. He actually can hit that shot if he shoots it consistently. He's got good form.
No, he does. And I was on Twitter. I saw Tommy D getting on everybody who was encouraging Taj Gibson to shoot threes.
Yeah, man. No, but I have no problem with him shooting an open three. I think he can hit that consistently. I like him doing it better than some other centers. I'd rather him do it than Enes Kanter.
No, absolutely. I think he's only like 3 for 10 or 3 for 12 though. So the percentages don't support it, but it looks good when it's leaving his hand.
It does. It does look good. It does look good when it's leaving his hand, man.
But to my original point, the second unit doesn't really provide us the scoring. Yesterday we got by though in that second quarter with Burks and Taj Gibson providing the scoring. We actually didn't lose the lead for the first time. Mm-hmm. Frank didn't score that much in that first half, but it didn't matter.
Frank didn't score at all.
He didn't score at all. But listen, in the third quarter, the Knicks, we had a lead, right? The Knicks had a lead. We had a 56-48 lead going into the half. Mm-hmm. And then into the third quarter, we had an 82-73 lead in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. And usually what Tom likes to do is make those wholesale switches. Mm-hmm. Where he takes out all the starters and he puts in all the bench players. Mm-hmm. This time yesterday, he put R.J. Barrett in with the bench players. I think
with the second unit, yeah.
With the second unit. I think he was trying to learn from his past mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he did. He had the second unit and he had R.J. Barrett in there.
Mm-hmm. He had R.J. Barrett in there. And still, the league got cut down. It got cut down to 4. And at the around the 9 minute and 30-second mark, he said I had enough, and he threw Julius Randle back in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard because you're trying to balance he knows the guys are fatigued. He knows that. He's trying to balance that. He's trying to give Julius a blow, and he's trying to still keep his lead. He's been threading that needle pretty good, and until really these last 2 games, if you look at the bench scoring, when Quickly's on the second unit, that bench has been. There's a couple of games where the bench has outscored the starters.
Yeah, and that all really usually depends on what Quickly is doing. If they outscore the starters,
if Quickly's on the second unit with Burt, the bench is usually scoring pretty well. But last night, as you said, they had Burks as the point guard at crunch time, and Quickly started. So your bench is really thin in terms of scoring, and then Frank didn't score at all. But Frank, at the same time, you got to see. I mean, he's providing some really good defense. These last 2 games have been really critical. He's been really good on the defensive end. It'd be nice to get him to score some more, but defensively, he's giving you very high level of production defensively. So we do need more scoring, but I don't think it mattered last night. That second night of the back-to-back against that team playing that kind of intensity is going to catch up to them.
And you know what? Let me pause right there. I'm going to get into the Frank topic right now because I know this is going to be a hot topic and a sensitive subject for you guys. So I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to shout out the chat, and then we're going to jump right back into this Frank situation. We're going to jump right back into that.
Cool.
All right, so shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat's here. Shout out to Rich Jim. Shout out to Iller. Tell him Alejandro. I know you're always here early. Keenan Lambert, Fritz Alicentor, SK, Rich Jim, Mark W. Everybody's in the chat. Thank you for coming. Mike Uno. If you're new, hit that hashtag new. Shout out to Nuggy Fresh. Shout out to Nuggy Fresh in the building. I see you, man. Always here, always supporting, man. Shout out to you as well. Yeah, you can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We talking Knicks after a loss.
That's right.
On a Thursday night, and you still kicking it with us. It's me and Raw Hebrew Remnant. I like to call him the Raw Metaphor, but he's the Raw Hebrew Remnant. And I really wanted Ryan here because Ryan was heated yesterday. Heated, and he had some Frank smoke. And then he couldn't make it, so I was like, damn, all right, well, no Frank Smoke, all right, cool. But let's get into it. So, people were buzzed with Frank Ntilikina yesterday because, he didn't score, and he played great defense. I already know, Raw, you said that you feel like he's not a shooter. But I'm going to surprise some people with my take right now. I'm going to surprise some people with my take right now.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm not a lot disappointed in what I saw from Frank yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. And
you say you are? Or
I am.
Okay.
I am. Like, the defense has been outstanding. There was one play where he literally stopped a fast break by himself.
Right.
Like, he stopped the fast break. I think it was Thibault. Then he rotates to Scott. And then after he rotates to Scott, it causes like a turnover and they get the ball back. And I'm just like, man, he's a demon on defense by himself. It seems like he's playing better defense than even last year.
Yeah, he is.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's year 3, year 4. I know he hasn't really been injured, but at this point, like, the mental is just off. Like, I feel like he just needs like a shot site. Ron Artest? You know how Ron Artest has like the sports psychologist?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, who gets in your head and messes your confidence, who fixes your confidence so you can play well in these big moments. That's what's missing from Frank right now, because it's all in his head. It's all head. He has the form, he has the shot, and he has the skills to actually produce, but he doesn't have the confidence, man. And without that, you're nothing in his league, man. And he has to get that together. Otherwise, he's going to be relegated to just being a 5-minute situational defense guy. And he has to step it up. Like, the thing that I love about Quickly and the thing that I love about RJ is that they have that heart, and no matter if they're shooting bad or good, they have the confidence to, like, take the shot and make mistakes. Like, there was a play yesterday when Frank got he stole the ball, and he was so frantic to look for a pass that he just threw the pass. He didn't look to see the guy was open. He just threw the ball to the other defender. He could have just waited and reset it himself, but he just gets in his own head and gets in his own way.
All right. Let's take a step back for a second. Frank Ntilikina. Let's compare Frank Ntilikina with Emmanuel Quickly. Okay? Like I said, if you gave Emmanuel Quickly 4 DNPs, and then in the 5th game you threw him out there, he's still going to shoot the ball.
Absolutely.
Because he's a shooter. He's going to shoot the ball. His defense is not going to be there, but he's going to shoot the ball. If you did the same thing to Frank, and in that 5th game, he will lock up whoever you put him on, but he's not going to shoot the ball. Okay? That's just how he is. So I'm thinking Marcus Smart. I'm thinking Bruce Bowen. I'm thinking guys like that took 5 or 6 years to be able to shoot the ball. Marcus Smart last year in the bubble had like a game where he had like 6 3-pointers. That was the first time you see that in this whole 7-year career.
Right.
And so you got some guys are just like that. Now, What I like about now the defensive end, as we all agree, Frank is locked down on the defensive end. He's one of the best defenders in the league as far as perimeter defense.
Absolutely. I don't take that away from him.
Now, give him, and even Tibbs admitted that he never really spent any time with Frank last summer. He didn't know who him. He was getting to know him. I think over the course of this season, because Frank also, not only is he tremendous team player, he's a hard worker. So Tibbs likes that. I think you give him another summer with Tibbs and them, he's going to come back more confident. Not only that, how many times over the last 3 seasons has this guy had to look over his shoulder with a fourth coach, third coach pulling him after he makes one mistake?
Now, I get that. I was there, man. I get it.
Yeah, that gets in their head, man. So I'm saying, and even this year, I mean, he still got, I think that's still bugging him. But right now, I'm feeling that there's a thaw. The ice is thawing with Tibbs. Tibbs likes him because he works hard. He obviously works hard in practice. He's working on his shot. He just needs, as you said, he needs the confidence. And Tibbs said it last night. He said, if he's taking good shots, they'll eventually fall. And I believe that too. He took a couple of rush shots. Now, you can't really compare him to RJ because RJ is going to get 30 minutes if he goes 0 for 20 or if he goes 10 for 10. He's going to still get 30 minutes.
It's just it's not even that. It's not the shooting or the minutes. I mean, it's just the confidence.
Yeah, but if you know you're going to play, if you know regardless of how you shoot, you're still going to get those minutes. That makes a lot of difference. That helps you. So if you know you go out there and you can't shoot that night and you're still going to play 35 minutes versus if you miss 3 in a row, they're going to pull you. That's a different thing right there.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I get it. You know what it is?
I'm not really worried about it, to be honest with you. I'm not. I think he's going to be fine. I'm really thinking my whole thought process is playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If we're in the playoffs, can we put Frank on Jason Tatum? Can we put him on Jaylen Brown? Yes, we can. Can he lock up? Can we put Frank? Can Frank guard? Can Frank guard any of the Heat guards or wing? Yes, he can. Can he guard? If you can Frank guard Middleton if he needs to? Yes, he can. So I'm thinking playoffs, and if we could use, even if that's all he could do, is worth a playoff win or two. I'm not worried about it. To me, his offensive game, he's never going to be like I thought he would actually. I thought he had a chance to be Gary Payton, believe it or not, when he came in the league. But I see now he's probably not going to do that.
Nah, I don't think he's going to like.
But I can definitely see Bruce Bowen. I can see Marcus. Smart. I can see what's that kid that used to that guy that used to play for Boston and then they traded him to Memphis and he was Tony Allen.
Yeah, Tony Allen. Mm-hmm.
I can see all of that in Frank for sure. And I think he'd be better than Smart because I think he's got more IQ. But so I'm not really worried about him. Yes, we'd like to see him shoot better right now. Yes, we could have used him to get his 10 to 13 points last night. Wouldn't even been a game. We'd have won. But
it's just, in the grand scheme of game, it's just, you know what it is? It's the bench right now. You know what? And here's the thing, like this team is not finished.
Right.
This team is not finished.
Right.
So this is what we have to deal with right now. We're in a battle to try to make the playoffs. Right now our bench is thin. We are shorthanded, and this is the time when people might want to make moves, but you can't make moves and sacrifice your future. Right. So you have to stand packed, and so it's like. And I think that's why you get frustrated, but at the same time, you still have to stand back and say, okay, we're not done. Because, like I said, Randle has been looking gas. I know people have been getting on Randle for, like, his shot missing sometime at the end of games. But when you're playing 40 minutes a night on a back-to-back,
that's right,
you're going to be gas. And if you notice the way his shot looks versus the first quarter versus the fourth,
right,
it's not like he's getting different shots.
That's right. Especially like you see it, it's an intense game last night. Very intense. Man.
Exactly. Exactly. So for me, it's like, man, we have I think we have 6 backs-to-backs this season. I think we have a few more to go. When it comes to these back-to-back situations, I'm just looking at the bench and I'm going, somebody has to step up somewhere because Randle is not going to be able to last a season if he has to keep playing on these minutes.
Fairness, if you have Mitchell Robinson and you have the backup center, and you have Taj, that's going to help Randle because that's less pressure on him defensively. that because Mitchell Robinson, even before all of this, when we didn't have Tibbs, he covered a lot of mistakes for people, and it would get him in foul trouble. But now we have a nice crew around him, so Mitchell Robinson is going to make a big difference. And of course, we all agree Derrick Rose makes a big difference. So you bring these guys back, and we'll be all right. Maybe I'm just the eternal optimist, but I think the Knicks are getting healthy at just the right time.
Right. Okay.
I think they're getting healthy at just the right time. This is all part of the trial. When we get healthy, and all we're missing really is those two guys. I'm not worried about Peyton, but if we get Derrick Rose and Mitchell Robinson back,
Derrick Rose will definitely make a huge difference, and so would Mitchell Robinson. You're right.
Yes, that's a whole different thing now. So even I heard people mention that with Embiid and Durant were missing, but I still believe our team could beat both of them when we are in full strength and they're in full strength. I'm not saying we beat them in a 7-game series, but I like the fight we put up for sure.
Yeah, I do like the fight we put up. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I would have to see. I love the optimism. Salute to the chat, man. We got a super chat, $5 super chat from that's your boy, right? Kanal Ban Lawaya.
Yeah, Kanal Ban Lawaya. Yeah.
Kanal Ban Lawaya.
That's right.
Kanal Ban Lawaya. All right. Says people think I'm a Frank hater, but I wanted Frank before he was drafted. But you got to keep it real. Dude is shook. Also, we need another scorer, Levine. Yeah, we do need another scorer. Like when you watch,
Levine's not available. I would love to get Levine.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Levine was available, then that'd be great. But you're absolutely right. We're one serious scorer away, really.
Yeah, Levine would be icing, man. That would be the cake right there. If we added Levine and Alonzo, oh man,
that would be insane.
Oh my God, that would be crazy, man. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, so, that's a team that could grow for years to come. We need to do like
absolutely. So I mean, Levine's not available. Chicago's not going to give him away, and so forget Levine. That's not happening. But Lonzo is possible.
Lonzo is definitely possible, yo. And
Lonzo.
And salute to the chat too. So Rich, salute to people. If you're new, let me shout you out. I'm gonna give you a shout out. Telling Alejandro, shout out to you. GM Island Empire 2, shout out to you.
My man Alejandro is definitely campaigning heavy. He's lobbying for my man Kevin.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that next. We get into Kevin right now. I got you. They got the hashtag Zoe to NY starting up. Yeah, I know y'all heard the news about Zoe coming to the NY and us being on the radar.
That's right.
I know you heard that, and Raw's on board now. Welcome.
I'm on board.
Well, yeah, welcome, Raw.
Hey, Ellis, you evangelized me. You converted me. I'm in on the Zoe train.
Yeah, and I can't take credit. I give that credit to CK2K. CK2K opened my eyes, and I looked at him, and I was like, yes, if the shooting comes around, I'll go for it. And then the shooting came around, and then I was in. So shout out to CK2K. He put it on my radar for real. All right.
Shout out to CK2K. Then he was the root cause.
Exactly, he was the root cause. And I said in the beginning of the season that I wanted him until the shooting went down. And then I was like, nah, I'm good on that. I don't need this Lonzo noise. But then he got his shooting back up, and I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe the shooting is real. It's second season in a row where he's starting to shoot well. I guess it's real. So I'm with it right now. If he wants to come, let's go. Lonzo Ball says, okay, we got $4.99 super chat for GM Island Empire 2. Says Lonzo Ball will spread the floor. Free Kevin Knox. Obi looks lost out there. All right, you know what? That's the cue. That's the cue. Let's start the show. Let's start the show for real. All right. Okay.
So we talking about what first, Zoe, or are we talking about?
I'm going Obi right now. While we talking about the lack of scoring, Obi would solve so many problems if he was able to produce on the offensive end. Because as of now, he's giving you 7 minutes a game, and realistically, if Obi can give us 15 to 20 minutes a game, we would be golden, right? But yesterday it was rough. He airballed a 3. The defense was looking shaky, and
feet on a layup.
Yeah, and he don't forget my bruh pick for the next episode is definitely the missed dunk when he fell on the floor and nobody
my
was
God.
around, and he was complaining about the foul. No, Obi, no, it was you, bro. Nobody touched you.
It was you.
It was just you. And I don't blame him all the way because of the situation. He's playing behind an all-star in Julius Randle. The game that we're playing is not really suited to his game. He's more of a pick-and-roll player, and we're reducing him to a spot-up shooter.
Right.
So we're not really playing to his strengths. So I don't want to like bag on him, you know? But we need something.
Nobody thought Julius Randle was going to be this good going into this year. I think they drafted Obi to play those minutes, you know, but you know, that is what it is. So also you got to remember, this is Tom Thibodeau.
Facts.
He's not going to play, you know, he only plays, you know, like I said, I keep coming back. He played Jimmy Butler 8 minutes a game in his rookie year, you know, so and Jimmy Butler was 22 also in his rookie year.
Right.
So you got to remember, this is the situation. And I told you something privately, but I think I'll share it.
Okay.
Obi is like the girl that you really lusted after for a long time, and you finally with her, and you can't believe it, and you fumbling over it. Obi wants to be a Knick. Obi wants to be a Knick so bad he's fumbling over himself.
You might be right, man.
And that combined with the fact that at Dayton last year he was RJ, he was the man. He was playing all game, you know. So this year he's playing under Tom Thibodeau. He needs defense. He needs IQ. He's going to get limited minutes. All of that hinders him with what you said. He's playing out of position. Obi's a pick and roll guy. Obi's a pick and roll
guy.
You notice, and I noticed that when Derrick Rose came, how much better was Obi? You know, as soon as Derrick Rose came. So you give him Alonzo, you give him back Derrick Rose, you give him 20 minutes. You're gonna and I'm saying is that next season, his minutes will improve. You're not going to see it this year. You're going to see this for the rest of the season. He's not going to get any different. You're going to see this rest of the season. But next season, because he's now in his second year, Tibbs is going to give him more time. And then I believe, let's talk about faith. We'll have a point guard. We'll have a Derrick Rose. We'll have somebody that's going to get this boy the ball. And then all of a sudden you're going to see. And in part, that's Kevin's problem too. Kevin, you know, he needs to play with a guy that's going to see the floor and you're going to watch him cut into the hole and catch him and all that stuff. So I think all that improved I'm looking at Kevin. You see Kevin's face the last couple of games? It just looks lost, man. He's on his bench and he just looks like he's out of it, man.
I agree with you, man. And here's the thing about Kevin too, like, and people are saying this, and there's some truth to it, but I don't think this is going to happen just because of the optics. If they're reducing Obi Toppin to a spot-up three-point shooting role, who better to play that role right now than Kevin Knox, who was corner Kev for like a few weeks?
Yeah, but he was behind the pecking order. He's always been behind Obi the whole pecking order.
I know, but it's like, that's what I'm saying. The optics of the organization is not going to allow them to happen, because really the role Obi's playing is really more suited for Kevin than Obi.
Yeah, it is. It's no question. Obi's more, like I said, Obi's definitely a pick and roll player, versus Kevin can play that spot up role. He really can, and he can attack from the corner too when he wants to. So, it is what it is. I don't know how they're going to work it out, but I'm going to tell you something. It's not going to change between now and the end of the season. It's going to have to change over the summer going into next season, but not. You're not going to see a change unless somebody gets injured for the year. You're not going to see a change.
Yeah, this summer is going to be a big summer for Obi, man, to kind of really try to find his game and round it out and see where he fits on his team by the coming next season. It's going to be big for him, and even big for the front office too as well.
Really is. It's going to really be, because and this year the focus, as it should be, is on obtaining a shooter and a point guard. A shooter from the wing and a point guard. And so if we can get Alonzo, and I really think, now that I'm sold on him, we definitely are in the financial ability as well as in the ball camp. I think this is a marriage that both people will want. So I could see us getting him if we really want him. And if we do, that's going to be good. Now, as far as the shooter from the wing, that's going to be a little tougher because there's nobody really available. We were talking about it. I think the only wing shooter that's available is Evan Fournier.
Yeah, Fournier.
Other than that, I don't see a wing shooter that's available. Now, the big news over the summer, I think, and it's just me, prognosticating, is if Kawhi opts out.
And that's a big if. I've been through this road before, man. I don't listen. I'm not trying to go down this hopeful.
It's the likelihood is no, but he's catching hell over there in LA.
Here's my thing. Somebody mentioned this, man. I love Kawhi Leonard, right? Kawhi Leonard on paper, when you think about defensive guy and a guy that Tom Thibodeau would love to be on his team, it definitely would be Kawhi Leonard. And I can see him teaching RJ a lot too, because I do feel like there's a little bit of crossover in their game. But how is this load management situation going to work with Tibbs, who's going to want to play 57 minutes a game?
You right about that. Bruh. But you know what though? Tibbs will I want to tell you something. As much as he is a creature of habit, there's no question about that. He is also a guy that really respects top players. Like he has respect almost to the reverence point. Like almost the way Jeff Van Gundy was willing to run Ewing way past his prime. You know, Tibbs would do that with a superstar. So if I don't think that will be an issue. I can see if they want to say, okay, he's going to play 30 minutes a game, Tibbs will do that. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And I have no problem with a 48-minute game when you're playing Kawhi Leonard 30 minutes and you're playing Burks or Bullock, you know, whoever, the other 18 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I just don't see it, man. If it happens, I've been burned too many times.
That's gonna be the story of the summer though, because just by him,
I don't want to be here this summer.
By him opting out is going to create, everybody's going to say, "Oh, is he going to the Knicks? Is he going to the Knicks?"
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here, man. Somebody gonna have to take over, because I'm not doing this summer with Kawhi Leonard or rumors to the Knicks, man.
Because he's gonna opt out.
He's gonna drive me crazy.
Because you know what? Look, Paul George already signed his extension.
I was gonna be Paul George.
And his boy quiet, man. I don't know. We're gonna see. I don't know. And especially if they don't make it to the finals, which is a strong possibility. I mean, they got Denver, LA, the Lakers.
I don't even want to bring it, man. Chat, let me know what you think, yo. Salute to the chat. Let me shout people in the chat. We get this crazy with this talk. John Talento, he's not coming. Let it go. I'm with you, John. I'm with you.
No, I'm totally with you.
Coming.
I understand. I'm just trying to tell you. I was prognosticating. I'm saying if he opts out, you're gonna hear you talk about Berman. Berman's gonna be lighting this stuff up. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yo, shout out to you. Yo, he's not coming, yo. Jimmy UCLA. Tibbs is stubborn AF. I agree with you. Kawhi's like, I'm not playing. Tibbs is gonna push him up there. Tibbs will push him in a wheelchair up there, man.
But I think there's more of a chance that whoever we draft in the draft is not going to start and get the minutes we want him to get than him not bound to the pressure of doing whatever Kawhi wants.
Facts. I'm with Don Hines says, don't put that evil on me. Hell, rebuke the Satan. No, not man. Rebuke the Satan, man. I'm a draw. You know, I'm gonna draw my Kawhi. Let's talk about RJ Barrett. I'm gonna talk about our own homegrown Kawhi Leonard, right? That's what we're gonna do. Because RJ Barrett yesterday, right? RJ Barrett, he finishes the game. He finishes the game with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, 41% from the field goal percentage. And what I liked about RJ Barrett's game yesterday was the first time we met the 76ers, he was shut down, you know?
Yeah, Simmons shut him down.
Simmons shut him down.
Yeah.
So the way he adjusted was brilliantly. And what I liked about RJ's game yesterday was he only shot 41%, but he picked these guys apart. He didn't force anything.
He didn't.
And whenever he drove, there was another man waiting for him.
That's right.
And every time another man was waiting for him, he either did his little patented scoop layup at the hole.
Yep.
Or he found Nerlens Noel for an alley-oop.
Yep.
And he did it brilliantly the whole night. And the other part of that game is the pace. The Knicks have been picking up the pace.
You have.
After the All-Star game. I feel like yesterday might have been one of the most points he scored in the half court in the fast break.
Yeah.
23 points. in the fast break yesterday. A lot of pushes off of, you mentioned the last game, Raw, that a lot of pushes off of, made baskets, a lot of pushes off of blocks.
Yep.
And RJ got a lot of his points that way as well.
That's right.
So kudos to RJ Barrett. And it's funny because when the game got close, right, the reason why I think we kind of lost was, one was the defense. We played defense well.
If you
all
hold
game
the team under 100 points now, you're playing good defense.
Yeah. We played defense well all game, except for the last few minutes. Like the last few minutes, I think two people chased after a ball handle on a pick and roll, and IQ was one of them. I think Tom had enough and pulled IQ for that right after that.
No, you're right.
They started switching every pick and roll that led to a mismatch of Tobias Harris posting up Reggie Bullock half the time.
Well, that shouldn't have been a mismatch. He should be able to guard Tobias Harris, but Tobias Harris was torching him.
Yeah. Tobias was torching him. And 3, like the open shots that RJ Barrett hit during this season, he wasn't able to hit yesterday.
Fatigue.
And I do believe that's because, all game he was hitting layups.
Yeah.
And
he was getting close. He put the bully ball on that boy Simmons, man.
Yeah, man. He's putting the bully on.
I said, RJ just bully ball.
Bully.
And you know what? Usually I reserve this statement for a dunk. Like I call it a grown man dunk. When somebody it's just like that I'm a man, boy, I'm a flush it on. Well, he did the grown man bully ball move on Simmons yesterday.
Yeah, the two-handed
grown man move, man. He's like, I'm here. So look, RJ is 20. I'm not worried about what he gives us is what he gives us. He's going to be a stud. I'm glad we got him. And Simmons too. Now Simmons only 24 years old. He's a young boy too, man. And it seems like he's been around forever because from his rookie year, he's been in playoff runs, So, he's another guy with a lot of experience. But RJ was shut down by Simmons in the first meeting, and he came back this time. And but you have to understand, when there's a game that intense as that game was yesterday, a layup is hard to get sometimes. So
absolutely.
RJ had the shot in the lane that he could normally hit. He just missed it yesterday. That would have been, I think we would have either tied the game or went ahead by one. But it was a one possession game. He got the shot that we would want him to have. It's not a layup, but he had
7-footer
in the lane, and he from about 7 to 8 feet, and he missed it. That was fatigue. And then his
could be it too.
Wide open 3 from straight away, which he normally would hit, and he misses that as well. So that's just us, that's just a young team on the come up, man. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. All in all, we were in the game. We were definitely in the game. It's just that, we missed them when you're playing elite teams, things like this are going to happen. Shout out to Nick him up and just give us a $20 super chat. Yo, big love, man.
Shout out to Nick him up.
Yeah, man. Biggest super chat we gotten so far. Salute to you, Nick him up, man. Salute to you for real. Lost my train of thought for a second. But yeah, when you're playing teams,
elite teams, yeah.
Yeah, when you're playing these elite teams, man, that's why you can't be too mad. You can't be too mad. I know we want to win. We want to win every game. We're Knicks fans. We're prideful. Our expectations have risen.
Yeah, we don't have that much patience.
Yeah, and we don't have that much patience, so we expect to win. We want to win everything we see.
That's right.
We want to win everything we see, and unfortunately, it's look, we're gonna go through these things, and it's still a growing process, and it's still a stepping stone until we get all our. We'll look better with Derrick Rose back.
Yes.
We'll look better with Mitchell Robinson back.
And Mitchell Robinson, yes.
But at the end of the day, we're still going to need another scorer. And that's not going to happen this season. No,
we're going to need another scorer. There's no question. I'm not sure. They would have to make a trade because I don't know. There's no free agent scorer. I mean, aside from Kawhi, that's really available.
Right.
There's no free agent scorer. So they'd have to make a trade. And look, Rose knows how to play chess. So we don't know what they're going to come up with, this summer. They might be able to swing a deal for Levine. I don't know. Let me ask you this, Jay Ellis.
Okay.
Would you trade your 2 first-round picks this year for Levine?
2 first rounders for Levine.
This year, the 2 picks.
This year,
Dallas,
I think I would. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
I know it's shocking to people. Might be shocking to people. I think I would because at this point, those 2 first rounders are in the 20th range, right? Because Dallas is starting to win right now. I think they're like 20, and yeah, they're like 20 and like 20 and 19. They're like back to back.
Yeah.
So if you're getting a Levine who's one of the top scorers in the NBA, he's 26 right now. He goes along with the timeline.
I would do it if I'm going to focus this summer, right? Because these guys talk this, they don't, I'm sure the Knicks people are in charge of and touching base with Lonzo's people. I'm sure they're doing. I don't know if what they're coming to, but they're talking. If we're decided to go after Lonzo Ball for this summer, if that was the case, if we were signing Lonzo Ball, I would definitely trade those 2 first for Levine, because now you're going to pair Levine and Ball and RJ, and now you got something.
Yeah.
Now you got a squad, and now you keep IQ coming off the bench as your scorer. You still got Bullock as a defender coming off the bench. You might even have Burks if you want him to be a scorer coming off the bench. So you still got a strong bench.
Yeah.
And you still got D Rose probably. So, but now your starting unit is, you're talking about Lonzo at the point. You're talking about Levine at the 2. You can play Levine and RJ at the 2 or the 3. That doesn't matter. And you can play. You got both Mitchell Robinson, and now you got you got a squad.
Yeah, especially because they're saying within the draft. I think they're saying after 8, maybe. I think they're saying after 8 is where the drop off comes.
Well, I don't know. This is a deep draft. They said that about this past draft, and
right. But that's true. And there's some people overperform. You're right about that.
If I could get away, I would try to keep both the picks, but I would be willing to at least give them Detroit second with the first to try to get Levine. I would try to do that. As long as our 4 untouchables, which would be Robinson, Randle, RJ, and IQ, are off the table. Right. I would talk to them about Levine. I would be willing to send them Obi if they wanted him, but I would talk to them about Levine because to get Levine and the Ball, now you solve both your problems. You got your point guard and you got your scorer.
Yeah, and the thing about that too is, Ross, like, we already know that Tom Thibodeau is only going to play a certain amount of rookies, and we have, what do we have? We have like five picks over the next 3 years or something like that. So we have extra picks. So like even if we move 2 picks, we're still going to have extra first round picks to spare anyway.
Right, we could give them the 2 Dallas picks and keep our number 1. Give them the 2 Dallas and maybe a Detroit second, and we keep our number 1. But the thing is, no matter who we pick, Thibodeau's not starting them. Who we pick.
Right. So
and if you get a guy, how old is Levine? Like 25?
He's like 25, 26, I believe at this point.
Yeah, he fits the timeline.
And then he fits the timeline, and he can grow. You can have Randle, Levine, IQ, RJ for years. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
And be able to like go over the cap to sign them and sign the little role players, and then you have the culture of New York, and that's when the stuff starts happening. The stuff starts happening is when you have a culture already set in place, and then you get stupid. That's when you start to get like the old retired players who still got a little bit of game that signed for $1 million.
The Levine just turned 26, so he's in his prime now.
Right.
Exactly. That would fit with Randall's timeline. So you get a Levine. And you add him with Randle, and shoot, I'm trying to say that's a squad right there. Levine, actually, I get the feeling he wants to play for Thibodeau again.
Yeah, you know what?
I was doubtful of that when he got traded to Chicago. But
he seems like he liked them. He seems like he likes them.
Yeah.
He seems like he likes Chicago too. So I'm not sure that can go either way for me. Like I can see it go either way. Like he likes Chicago. He does like Chicago, I would think, but I can also see him wanting to leave at some point. But I'm not really definitive either way.
Where is he in his contract? Where is he?
Okay. Let me read these super chats. Okay, super chats are really coming in today. All right, yo, shout out to you guys are really supporting today, man.
All right,
salute. Let me just get to these because it's getting disrespectful right now if I don't even read them. All right, cool. So shout out to I think I read this earlier, but I'll read it again for you. All right, GM Islander Empire 2 says Lonzo Ball will spread the floor for free Kevin Knox. Obi look lost out there. And I read that one earlier, but I just had to reiterate that one. All right. And shout out to GM Islander who sent another $4.99 super chat. Says Lonzo Ball will unlock Obi and Mitch. Book it. I'm with you there, man. Lob City will be back in NYC, man. Cause I know Mitch misses all the lobs. Mitch was getting all the lobs last year. He was averaging the best field goal percentage in the NBA, catching lobs at the rim all willy-nilly. And this year, all of that just disappeared. If Lonzo is back, all that is being unlocked, man. I'm sure Mitch is gonna have a field day. Trust me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, yo, and shout out to Nick 'em up with the $20 super chat, yo. Hold on. I gotta hit I'm starting to hit the ooh button for the super chats now. That's what we
yeah.
Nick 'em up, $20 super chat. Shout out to you. Keenan Lambert with another $20 super chat. Shout out to you, Keenan Lambert, man. Super shout out to you, man.
You're doing the right thing, man. Doing the right thing.
Yo, salute, yo. All of it's gonna help to grow the channel, pay the writers, pay for equipment, and just grow things out, man. So thank you guys for the support, and I really appreciate it, for sure, for real. All right, yo, and thank you, Raw. Raw always comes with the random free agent.
No, Levine is unrestricted at the end of next season, but he's in his last year. So you know what happens when cats in their last year, man. If they don't sign an extension,
right? Exactly.
Get for them what you want right now. So obviously it's a long shot, but I'm looking at it like that. I'm thinking Lonzo and Levine would really make us have a nice summer, man. Nice summer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, we'll see. And you know what? The longer the season goes on, the longer, more leverage we might have. But it already depends. It really depends on Levine. It depends on Levine. It depends on Levine. It depends on how he feels about the end of the season because we're on a dogfight, so people can miss the playoffs by 1 or 2.
Yeah,
so he might not. He might feel good about themselves or not. All right.
That's right. Where are they right now? Where's Chicago? Let's see. Chicago is right below us. They're at the 9th spot right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so 9th spot right now. You're right. It depends. Like if they end up fading at the end, and they're not there, and the Knicks end up finishing strong, that bodes well for us.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot. Knicks have the 3rd toughest schedule.
The young dogs are ready, baby. Young dogs are ready, man. The puppies will be coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we ready, baby. We ready.
Shout out to Ken. Shout out to one of my writers, Ken. Man, he wrote a really nice article that kind of explains how tough our schedule is. So go to theknickoftimeshow.com to read that work from Ken. All right. I think we talked about everything we need to talk about. We
man, we ready. Next thing we need to talk about is this next Knicks win that's gonna happen tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. That is right. Tomorrow night we have the rematch. Knicks versus the Orlando Magic.
That's right.
Every game we played, Raw, it's been a thriller.
That's right.
We've talked about Terrence Ross. That's another guy who I wouldn't mind having on the Knicks.
Yeah, he's a bench piece though.
He is a bench piece. He's one of those flame forward bench pieces.
Step up from Burks, I think.
Yeah, he might be a step up from Burks. Maybe not as much as a playmaker as Burks.
Right.
But if you're talking about scoring, he might be like the Austin Rivers that we wanted.
Yes, I agree. Yes,
he might be the Austin Rivers role that we wanted.
I agree. And we might end up with something like that because, like I said, that very few people are available.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But yeah, the Knicks play the Orlando Magic tomorrow, so it's kind of a must-win situation at this point. With the schedule as tough as the ones we have,
we gotta knock these guys off.
We have to knock these guys out.
Yeah,
I know. Oh, they're big. What's the big man that went to the All-Star game?
We have Vucevic.
I know Vucevic
Nick
been
killer,
killing
man.
it.
Nick killer.
He's
man.
a Nick killer. I actually like the way Mitch played him when we first played him. He's not here now. We have Noel playing him.
Yeah. But Mitch did play him well the last time we played.
Exactly. But I think, I don't know, the way I've been impressed by the way Knicks have been playing lately. I want to expect a win. I really do.
Yep.
But you just
they
never.
They gotta win games like this. This is a game we're supposed to win. They gotta win games like this. So I mean, it can be a tight game because this is the NBA. I'd like to see them get a coast-to-coast win tomorrow.
Absolutely. I would like to see the Colts. I would like that too, because right now they have the first worst record in the NBA. They've lost 8 in a row, so they're going to be hungry. But I don't care. Like, this is a game we need. It can't be any letdowns game. This is a must win.
No, we got to bury these cats, man.
We got to bury these cats.
That's right.
All right. So, salute. I'm gonna salute one more time to the chat before we wrap it up. That is our show. Thanks for watching. Our next show we're going to be doing is going to be Friday. And I'm figuring out the schedule in my head, Roll, on how we're gonna do this. So
hopefully Ryan G will be back.
Man. I need Ryan, man. Whose man is this? Why is Ryan not here, yo? What's going on with you, bro? Like, we need Ryan back. But Ryan said he'll be back on Friday.
Oh, okay.
He'll be back on Friday night. So it's gonna be me and Ryan Friday night. So watch out for Ryan. But the way we're gonna be doing these post games, at least for now anyway, is when there's back-to-backs, I'm going the first night of the back-to-back, I'm going live that night.
Yeah, I hear you.
The first night of the back-to-back, I'm going live that night. And then
we're going live a lot because I think we got a few back-to-backs coming up.
Yeah, I think we got 6 back-to-backs this season, and I think we've done 2 already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Powell says, where Kathy at? Yo, I'm going to let Kathy know you're looking for her. I'm going to let Kathy know you're looking for her. She just hit me up the other day, too. So shout out to Kathy, man. Kathy's always welcome whenever Kathy wants to come.
That's right.
That's for sure. But yeah, Raw's not gonna be here on Friday night. Raw's more of a week guy.
I'm definitely more
week
week
on
guy.
Sundays.
Yeah, definitely. Friday night will not be here, but what's the next time? There's a game Sunday, so we'll be talking about that.
Yeah,
Philly.
Oh, Sunday's a game Sunday. What time Sunday?
It's 8:00.
8:00 Sunday. You gonna be up for that one?
I'll be up for that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's lit then. Then
It's
Sunday. All right.
Yeah.
So Sunday night we're gonna be doing right after the game on Sunday night we're gonna be doing a show.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. And Friday night I'm doing a show with Ryan. Okay. And on back-to-backs, yo, Kathy got a whole high. That's funny. And back-to-backs, I'm probably gonna have Alex Tradacaster. I'm gonna try to get him for all the back-to-backs. The first night of the back-to-backs, all right? So that is the schedule I think is going to work in my head, and that makes the most sense for everybody, all right? So shout out to the chat. Yeah, shout out to Miss Black Girl Magic Kathy High. Shout out to John Talento, who says, salute KOT show, salute to you, bro. Shout out to Ace of Spades. He says, would you do a Mitch for Miles Turner swap?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Mitch is my homie, man. I'm not doing that. We drafted Mitch.
I'm not gonna lie, Raw. That's like a.
I know. I mean, I hear you. I'm not gonna say I don't understand why you would want to do it. I'm not gonna say that. But Mitch is my homie, man. We drafted Mitch.
I know.
To our guys, man. I'm always favorable to our guys. We drafted him.
If I'm making the emotional decision or the basketball decision,
I understand.
A 3-point shooting, shot blocking center.
He's a tremendous player. There's no question. But I'm not getting rid of Mitch. I'm loyal, man. I can't. What can I say?
I feel you, bro.
I'm loyal.
If I'm GM and this is straight up swap, first of all, I don't think it would be. I think it would cost more than Mitch for Miles Turner.
Yeah, I think it would. But I'll tell you what, Danny Ainge would do it. Danny Ainge been pulling that trigger yesterday, boy.
Right.
Shoot.
Mitch, SK says Mitch hasn't been developed yet. Yes, Mitch hasn't been developed yet. You don't know what he's going to be. You really want Mitch to be.
Mitch is a champion.
I would like Mitch to be Miles Turner-esque. You know what I mean?
I just want Mitch to be Mitch. He's a championship piece, man. I'm telling you.
I feel you. I like Mitch's switchability, a little bit more than Miles. But I like Miles can give you the blocks and give you the threes.
Yep.
So
no, Miles is a tremendous player. He's no question. I'm just loyal to our guys. I mean, I'm just loyal to my guys. If the Knicks draft somebody, I'm loyal to that player.
I feel you. I'm trying to build a team.
I really believe once a Knick, always Knick. I follow guys that are former Knicks just because they used to be on the Knicks.
I feel you. Now I agree with you, and we all kind of do that. We all kind of peek on other teams, like, what is he doing? Oh, what's he doing?
Yeah, what's he doing? Like if they trade Frank, I'm gonna be whoever that team. I'm gonna be putting them on my league pass. I'll be watching.
Right, but yeah, you got to think about the team sometimes. You can't because at that point, and if that's the case, we'll never trade any picks, and that's not.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like I follow the Denver Nuggets partially because of Malone being the coach, and he used to coach with the Knicks.
I feel you. I would miss the Mitch Block party. The Mitch Block party in Indiana is not gonna be as lit.
And Mitch is he's just a cool dude, man. I like him.
It's goofy ass. I love Mitch though.
Yeah, it's a goofy goon type dude, man.
Facts.
He's a goofy goon type dude, man.
He's a goofy dude, man.
Yeah, man. We got him in the second round. That's my boy right there. I'm sticking with. That's what I'm saying. I anybody the Knicks draft, Kevin, Frank, I didn't want them to trade. I still follow Dot in the box score. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and he's on Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm always gonna follow Dot. Dot is the only Nick who follows me on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Is he?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
My first and only Nick follower. I think I was shouting him out so much. He was like, I like this dude. He just followed me.
Yeah, I wish we'd have kept Dot, man. I mean, Dot, another guy, man. He just wasted 3 years of his career here. But
yeah,
I'm always following Dot. The only former Nick I don't give a crap about is a certain guy from Lafayette.
The snake? Yeah,
that snake.
Yeah, he's dead to me. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yo, salute to the chat, man. I got another super chat came out. He's about to wrap up. And another super chat came in as we was about to wrap up. All right, cool. I am not complaining though. Shout out to JT Redix sends a $10 super chat. It says salute KOT, salute Raw. We need to bounce back from these 2 L's. Hell yeah, man.
That's right. And we going to too.
We getting these wins, man.
About to do this thing up right here. Let's get this business done.
All right, yo, that is our show. Yo, thanks for tuning in. Super thanks for the super chat. I was going ham on the super chats today, so salute to you guys. Yeah, if you love the show, you can't send a super chat support channel. You can always like, subscribe, share, things of that nature. Yeah. Well, shout out to every Knick content creator who's on the grind. Shout out to Raw. Definitely go to Raw's channel, support him. He does great content. He just has a phone, no graphics. He just has his phone, and it be lit. So definitely follow my guy, Raw. Shout out to all the content creators on the Knicks, and yo, keep grinding, y'all. Keep grinding, y'all. Keep grinding. All right. So let me give you the official Raw. Can they find you so I can hit this fancy graphic under your name?
Oh yeah. Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube. Usually the day after a Knicks game, except for Friday night game, which you'll catch me Saturday night or Sunday, and then of course on what you call it? Daggone it. Twitter.
Yeah. He's on Twitter as well. I'm gonna give you that Twitter one more time.
Raw Hebrew Remnant. Yeah,
Raw Hebrew Remnant. Yeah, Raw Hebrew Remnant. Do you see the graphic? Is it gonna load up for me, or are you gonna lag? It's lagging right now. But lagging. Yeah, follow the Raw Hebrew Remnant, and yeah, you can see him on Twitter, man. He put the profile picture up now. He's official tissue.
That's right.
Yeah, so salute. Also, you can find me. I'm on Instagram. JLS draws things. I draw things. I do logos. I do screens. I design the graphics here. The graphics everywhere. Illustration. Tees.
Talent.
Yeah. Multifaceted. Motion graphics. I do a lot of stuff. So shout out to everybody who supports us on every facets. And if you want a KOT hat, we selling the KOT hats too as well at thenickoftimeshow.com. So shout out to those who cop some already. All right. Yeah, also follow us on all social media. That is the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and on Facebook as well. Also follow us on all audio platforms. That is SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Yo, shout out to Manscaped. And I didn't do the official Manscaped shout out today, but I'll do it the next show. Shout out to Manscaped, who's our first official sponsor, man. Shout out to Manscaped, man. Rocking with us hard. And thanks for y'all supporting us for real, because Manscaped gave us the numbers and said, yeah, people are using that KOT code. So shout out to Manscaped and people who use the KOT code to get their ball deodorant and whatever else they got. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for everybody who's supporting us. Next show will be Friday night with me and Ryan G breaking down the Orlando game, and that's probably gonna be a win. So it's gonna be lit. All right.
That's right, baby. That's right.
That is our show, and as always, shout out to World Wide West.
Shout out to World Wide West. Everywhere we